Very good. Very good size, because the whole thing is in my monitor here. Okay, we start here reading on 2nd May, right? Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Ok. Namo Vishnupadaya Prasthaya Purisma Bhaktivedanta Swami Name Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gaura Prachani Name Namaste Pasacado. The devotees chose this morning, a Sunday, for the foundation laying ceremony of the new temple, which will go house both Radha Krishna and Guru Gauranga deities. Although building work has already begun, Prabhupada dedicated the temple by throwing a few shovels of concrete into the half-completed foundations. A good-sized crowd, mainly Indians, but with a smattering of Fijians, Prabhupada is in Fiji, looked on as he presided over a fire sacrifice midst the excavation and construction. He awarded both Harinam and Brahmana initiation to Deoji, one of his wives, and his brother Karsanji. Henceforward, he said, he'll be known as Vasudeva Das, his wife Bhagavati Dasi, and his brother Bhuvana Mohana Das. They're still there. He praised the efforts of the Oji and his family to begin the temple and gave a short speech based on the first 3 verses of the Guru Astakam, explaining that temple worship was part of the process to end material suffering. To worship the deity very nicely, to decorate, to dress, to cleanse the temple, to offer nice foodstuff, distribute prasadam. These are the activities of the temple. Unfortunately, people are in so much ignorance that they have forgotten everything. They are living like cats and dogs, animals. So this is a great opportunity that you are going to open a nice temple here. So not only open a temple, but you take part yourself. He indicated his willingness to help, but told them that ultimately it was up to them to see that things here develop. My request is, of course, I am traveling all over the world. It may not be possible for me to see you very frequently, but I expect to come again and again. But I entrust the matter to you all. I will send help also as far as possible. Now you have to take care of your own business. This temple, and always remember that according to your capacity, you can serve the Lord. He had also, okay, so Vic, uh, you can carry on. We had also,
Okay, bro. Very good. He had also provided the means for their constant engagement. We have got so many books, 400 pages each. If you simply finish this reading and hearing of these books, perhaps your whole lifetime will be engaged. He concluded by asking them to distribute his knowledge to everyone on the island of Fiji, regardless of any material status. Prabhupada was well satisfied with the whole ceremony and the support shown by the local people. Everything has been done by Vasudeva Prabhu and his brothers with practically no outside help save from Upendra. It is a very encouraging sign that things will continue to go on. Relaxing in his room late in the morning, Prabhupada gave us some further insights into the activities of his god brothers and what he feels continued success in preaching work. He had begun by offering a general criticism of the various non-Vaishnava gurus who have become so popular in the West. Analyzing their motivations, he said their idea is to somehow or other become popular without any regard for the real standards if they can and somehow attract attention and gather up some following. Then they are considered gurus. Their real motivation is how to attract women and money. And because also impressed by a show of these material things, they accept them. But to become a bona fide Guru, Prabhupada told us, means to follow Lord Chaitanya's standard. Lare dekho tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. Otherwise, one is simply Guru. Prabhupada's feelings about the Mayavadis are well known, but there are variations of Vaishnavism that are not so clearly understood. Desiring to get some clarification on gurus who may not be so far removed from our lineage, Guru Kripa Maharaj cited the statement in Shastra that if someone can induce others to chant Hare Krishna, they must be empowered and therefore qualified. He then asked about one Charana Das Babaji in Bengal who in the early part of this century had influenced people to chant a mantra which included the holy name. He built up a large following, but the mantra was his own invention and not strictly within the parampara. Prabhupada acknowledged that the man had some credit, but he said that overall he was not successful because of his deviation. He introduced a new system of chanting Nitai Gaura Rajasthan. So the Nitai Gaura chanting will have some effect in Kali Yuga, although he was presenting uh, pervertedly. The beginning was Nitai Gaura, so it would have some effect. He did not know actually Nitai Gaura from his words it appeared. He used to preach that Nitai is Radharani and Gaura is Krishna. That is Siddhanta Viruddha. But some way or other, he was chanting Nitai Gaura, so some effects were there, just like sandalwood. You do not know which way a better pulp comes out, but if you rub anyway, some pulp will come because it is sandalwood. So he had some effect of chanting Nitai Gaura, but later only deteriorated because they did not know actually, neither they were taught. Siddhanta Vyad means it will deteriorate. It will not endure. Guru Kripa Maharaj then brought the conversation closer to home. He wanted to know about the Prabhupada's God brothers because they have disciples, they are properly initiated and they give the Hare Krishna mantra. Prabhupada gave us a frank, un, unbiased analysis from his own broadened perspective and successful experience. The thing is the spirit. Real service of preaching stop. The formality is going on, but the real business, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement means uh, Amara Agya Guru Haya Tare. Become a guru and try to liberate everyone on this land. Chaitanya Chaitamrita Madhya 7.128. That is stop. You follow, the formality is there, but the real life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is preaching other preaching. Otherwise, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, um, Amara Agya Guru Hoya Tare Kris. Tara means preaching. Jare Dekho Tare Kaha Krishna Upadesh. Instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Krishna as they are given in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam Chaitamrita Madhya 7.138. And that is stopped. They are satisfied if they could con- construct one temple and beg some rice from the neighborhood. Sir, we have got some temple. That's all. They are satisfied. The spirit of preaching forward, papi tapi jato chilo hariname uddharitam. The holy name delivers those who are lowly and rich. Ishtadev, Ishtadevi Vidya Napti by Narottama Das Thakur. That is top. Anyone can read?
Next, Arjuna. Your microphone, Arjuna.
Prabhuji, please
Microphone.
unmute yourself. I'm sorry. So honestly, livelihood, live. That's it. The ends there.
By Harinam,
Okay. So so by Harinam, by chanting, I'll go to the Prabhupada. Uh, so by Harinama, by chanting by this way to live little peacefully in the temple and eat, sleep that much, they have got. If that is success, the success they have got, and this was condemned by my Guru Maharaj, that to earn some money by showing deity in the temple and eating and sleep, better you become a sweeper in the streets to earn honest livelihood and live. Many temples in Vrindavan have many mentality, he said. Have same mentality, he said. They think of the operation of the temple as a business. That if people are coming and they give something, that is good income. According to the temple popularity, they think this is our success. Therefore, they are deteriorating. What is it?
deteriorating.
Deteriorating. So that is not success. Success, his who is pushing forward the preaching method, that is his success. And if we think that by showing a temple deity, we got some money, rice, and clothes, just peacefully live here, don't bother about going to Fiji and all over. That much success they have got. But that is not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Privit achi yata nagarhadi gramaha sarvatra parcharaha. What they are doing for that is point. What is sometimes disciple? What if sometimes a disciple he may go to preach, but he's not preaching in the exact same spirit of his spiritual master? Guru Kripa wanted to know. Therefore, he is not to preach. He is not to preach. Srila Prabhupada said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Janya harakari kara para upakara. Go to go to do good to others. First of all, you do good to yourself. First of all, you become really preacher. Then go preach. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never sent neophytes to go to preach. Oh, sorry, I just got a message. I'm trying to pass the message here. Oh, sorry. Preach. Neophytes to preaching. It is not their business for neophytes. Uh, one should stick to the worship of deity in the temple. And those who have understood the philosophy apply the philosophy in his life. He should go for preaching. Otherwise, he'll preach wrongly. Like Chararana Dasa Babaji. And it will not stop. And it will stop. He wanted to preach, but he did not know how to preach. And therefore, after his life is finished, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not say like that you remain a rascal, go to preach. No. Janma kara kari. Your first business is that you make your life perfect. Then go to preach. Perfect means you learn how to obey my orders. That is perfection. Amara Anjanaya. So if you are actually perfectly carrying out the orders of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you are preaching. Otherwise, you will do wrongly, mislead. Don't do that. Anhara atya had upaniyad manaha. If you remain blind, don't try to lead other blind men. That is misleading. First of all, open your eyes. Everything is there. Nobody can do anything whimsically. And if you do whimsically concoctedly, that will be failure and will not be effective. Next.
Okay, Prabhuji next. Prabjot Mata.
Take Arjuna.
Sorry. Thank you.
Close your mic, please. Thank you. Okay, it's Martha, ready?
Mataji, please open your mic. You are muted.
Prabhupada again, Hare Krishna. Prabhupada again repeated that to simply achieve, please forgive. Prabhupada again repeated that to simply achieve a large following is not a sign of success. There are many who claim a following, but their followers do not abide by any philosophy. Christ said not to kill, but the Christians are all meat eaters. So, where are the true Christians? Prabhupada asked. The real thing he said is quality, not quantity. It was the concern of his own spiritual master, and it is his also. My Guru Maharaj used to say like that, if I get at least one quality disciple, then all my labor will be successful. From the very beginning, my strictures are there that you have to follow this quality. If I were to say, no, you can do like Vivekananda, yes, you can do whatever you like, then I think the quantity would have been very, very big. But I don't say. I make him promise before the fire, before the deity, before Guru. Prabhupada is quite sure of what he wants in his disciples, and he used one of his favorite examples to impress upon us what he is looking for. One moon is taken into account. Who takes account of millions of stars? Ekash Chandratamo Hanti Na Chatara Sahasrashah. Quality. So we should be quality devotee, not quantity devotee. As for the mass followings, he compared such followers to the lambs at slaughter time. If one lamb is induced to enter the slaughterhouse, all the rest follow without question. They do not mind that we are being pushed into this room for future killing. Never mind, one has gone. They'll go. So this is called in Hindi, bhed bheda yadasana. That without any consideration, one has entered. Let us all enter. That is bhedi, means animal. Their disciples are like this. During a discussion a little later in the day, George Harrison and Ravi Shankar, the famous sitarist, were mentioned. Guru Kripa recalled how they had visited Srila Prabhupada during a visit to Vrindavan. He had told them immediately, you're very famous, but what will you be in your next life? What is your guarantee for the next life? With a grin, Guru Kripa Maharaj said, I don't think any other Guru would have asked that. Prabhupada, recollecting Guru Kripa's earlier mispronunciation of the Guru Ashtaka prayers, replied with a laugh, where is Guru? They're all Guru, nobody Guru, all rascals. One of the most notable features of our trip to Fiji has been the prasadam. Led by Vasudev's two wives, a whole team of Gujarati ladies have gathered at the house each day to prepare the most delicious and variegated meals one could hope to taste. They serve Srila Prabhupada a virtual feast of at least 20 or 30 preparations each day. Prabhupada is very pleased with their efforts, and today he requested them to make some savory snacks to take with us when we leave. He asked for chidva, a mixture of fried flat rice, potato straws, raisins, peanuts, and various spices mixed with salt and sugar, and also a type of long, thin chickpea noodles. These were carefully presented to us in sealed jars. Okay, May 3rd, 1976. Srila Prabhupada has been taking long walks on the ocean front accompanied by Vasudev Prabhu and his brothers and a few interested friends. Lively discussions have ensued. Prabhupada has also been accompanied by a middle-aged local sannyasi, Swami Bhaskararanya. For the want of the presence of any other spiritual organization here in Fiji, he belongs to the Ramakrishna mission, but he is very attracted to Srila Prabhupada and is impressed with Krishna conscious philosophy. This morning, the Swami learned more about the true nature of renunciation as Prabhupada described the mentality of the Mayavadis. He quoted an old Bengali saying, in the room, whatever is there, it is yours, but I lock it and I keep the key. The impersonalist claims to give up the world, but thinks that by doing so he will become God. The first question he said should be, what have you got in your possession to give up? Impersonalists presume to renounce everything and take to wearing only a loincloth. He told us, but this is false because even his loincloth, what to speak of his body, is a property of God. So, where is the renunciation? We are visiting this island, he told Vasudev, and if after a few days I depart and say, now I give it to you, that is simply nonsense talk. Everything is God's property, he said, so there is no question of possessing anything to give up. If one tries to enjoy, he is a thief, and if gives it up, he is false. Only one who surrenders to Krishna and uses everything in his service has factual knowledge. Everyone else, he said, is simply a mudha, a fool. In
Okay,
the
Mata.
early
Next one.
okay,
Shimata or Pratya Prabhu, you want to read?
Okay, Mata.
Who's that?
Dandavat
Okay.
Pranam, Prabhuji.
Vijay.
In the early afternoon, after a long drive along narrow, winding road, Prabhupada spoke at the neighboring town of BA. The program was held in a local theater, but attendance was very small, mostly women and children, and the crowd was quite noisy. This was our final program in Fiji, and in the late evening we drove to the small airport. Prabhupada sat in the waiting hall with Vasudeva and Upendra. He gave them his garlands and encouraged them to go on with their preaching. He is happy with their efforts so far and sees great prospects for the spreadings of Krishna consciousness here. He even told them Fiji could become the first Krishna conscious country. At 10:30 p.m., we departed on the 7-hour flight to Hawaii. Mata next. Okay. Chapter 4, Honolulu, May 3rd, 1976. Due to crossing the international date line, we arrived in Honolulu at 7 a.m. On the same date, we left Fiji. Pustak Krishna Maharaja and I were careful to avoid the same mistake we made coming into Australia. So we assigned all the baggage to our own arrival cards. Srila Prabhupada was thus able to proceed directly through U.S. custom without problem. Uh, Sukadeva Dasa, the president, Siddhya Sarupananda Maharaja, and a small group of devotees met him outside. Uh, Draping him with fragrant garlands of frangipani. Some young children eagerly stepped forward with offering of fresh fruits. One young fellow clutched a whole papaya, which Srila Prabhupada received with a bright smile and Hare Krishna. I had considerable difficulty with custom and was unnecessarily harassed by an overly detailed inspection of my baggage and distinctly uh, distinctly unfriendly offers. I found out later that Guru Kripa Maharaja, whose Namhatya party travels with gorgeously worshipping Gauranita deities, once had all the deities' jewelry worth many thousands of dollars confiscated here. Custom has accused them of smuggling and demanded penalties. A few other fringe devotees have been caught with other types of genuine contraband, and thus the officials specifically targeted all Hare Krishna devotees. ISKCON Panchatattva Temple 53 Call Honolulu. The temple is an impressive two-story wooden mansion situated on about an acre of land on permanent loan to ISKCON from Ambarisha Dasa, the great grandson of Otto mm, magnate Henry Ford. Its location about halfway up into the picture. What
Picturesque,
picturesque
picturesque.
Honolulu Hills provides an unusual blend of simultaneous rain and shine. High up in the hills, it rains a lot, and down on the ocean front, it is also clear and sunny. Here, the deities and the devotees enjoy the best of both. A majestic banyan tree dominates the back garden. The devotees grow their own vegetables around the grounds, and flowers, mangoes, pineapples, and dates, young coconuts. Okay, seemed abundant. Outside the front entrance to the building are the biggest tulsi plants I have ever seen. They stand at least 7 or 8 feet tall. Our Hawaii Yatra was the first to successfully cultivate and worship Srimadi Tulsi Devi, thanks to the sincere efforts of Govinda Dasi, one of Srila Prabhupada's earliest disciples. Upon arrival, Prabhupada went into the temple room to see the beautiful Panchatattva deities on the only ones in the moment, about 3 feet tall. They are fashioned from pa- paper mache. Again the product of Govinda Dasi devotion. Handing his cane to Siddhya Sarupa Maharaja, Prabhupada forward and offered his prostrate obeisances before their lordships. Bharatadasa then offered him uh, Charanamrita, and because there was no towel, Shukdeva Prabhu held up the end of his dhoti for Prabhupada to wipe his hands on. Okay, Mother Hare Krishna, next one, please. My eyes are hurting.
Khushi Mata, can you?
After a lively
Abhimanyu,
season,
Abhimanyu, if you want to read, no problem. Huh? Go ahead.
after a lively Kirtana and reception from the excited devotees, Prabhupada gave a very short talk from the second verse of Sri Upadeshamrita. He complimented the devotees on their enthusiasm and assured them that if they follow the regulative principles as given by Srila Rupa Goswami, their lives will be successful. He also stressed the value of his book. I will speak something you may forget, but if you read from the book, you will get good opportunity to understand the philosophy. So our principle is to study the book as well as to distribute the book. People will be benefited and their life will be successful. This is Krishna conscious movement. Thank you very much. He then retired to his quarters, then are directly above the temple room and are lightly furnished, well lit and spacious, with a polished wooden floor and wood paneled wall creating an old world elegance. A sun deck built atop the carport over the front entrance adjoins the bathroom, making an ideal spot for Prabhupada's massage. Govinda, Govinda Dasi and a few other accompanied Prabhupada in. She told him that her husband Gaur Sundar Dasa, another of Prabhupada's first disciples, who with Govinda Dasi initiated the preaching here, now has an ashram on the island of Hawaii, where he lives and where he lives with a second wife. Govinda Dasi asked Prabhupada if he would see him and try to heal the rift that had developed between Gaura Sundara and Sikon. Srila Prabhupada immediately agreed and he sent him an invitation. Siddhi Swarupananda Goswami, another resident of Hawaii, came back this afternoon for a meeting with Srila Prabhupada without mentioning the violent incident that took place in Mayapur last month. Prabhupada continued to underscore the need for unity. They discussed the difficulties of preaching and the residents of materialistic. Prabhupada said that as the movement grows stronger, demons will try more vigorously to stop it. He said that even Krishna faced constant death threats and one day they may even attempt to kill him, but still he remained especially strong even though Corn is only just in its infancy, no real damage can be done. The only thing that could weaken the movement, he said, was ourselves. So now if we become weak by faction, faction, then that is not good. We must be strong enough, but you do not expect that this movement will be accepted. But if we remain sincere, even we are feeble, newborn, nobody can kill us. That is a fact. Just like Krishna, when he was 3 months old, attempt was made by Krishna to kill him. But the Putana was killed. A big demon, gigantic, 6 miles ago, was killed by a small child playing on the breast and sucking life. This is Krishna. Other day I have explained why Guru is accepted as good as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vishnavu Tiladhira Gurusho Narati. If anyone thinks Asya Vigraha, the deity, is as made of stone, made of art, or made of something material, and Guru, the spiritual master, is an ordinary man, these are forbidden. So why Guru is to be considered as Sakshat Dharita Vina Samsata Shastraya, exactly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That, that's the reason is given there. The reason is that he is giving the Krishna knowledge. Therefore, he is good as Krishna. Even though his family member of his, or his friend is thinking, oh, he has now become Guru, so still he should be considered the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That reason is also given there. That even Krishna was taken as ordinary man, but does it mean that he has become ordinary man? Similarly, our movement it may appear just like other movements, but because the movement is living Krishna, so it is as good as Krishna. This is the philosophy, Advaita Jnana. In it may appear to others there are so many movements and the hippies have taken another shape, but it is not that. It is actually Krishna. So long it adheres to the principle as enjoyed as we have accepted. Otherwise, it is another movement. This same man is Guru so long he gets the real knowledge of Krishna. And the same man is ordinary man as soon as he cannot give that. The same thing, just like a stone doll. When it is worshipped according to the regulative principle, Krishna, and the same doll kept in the structure showroom, it is stone. So if we keep our movement pure, then we are as strong as Krishna. And as soon as we deviate from it immediately ordinary, this is the secret. Now it will up to us how to keep it pure. Then no enemy can kill us. Nobody can kill. So that purity is wanted. Then it will be success. Follow the rules and regulations, worship the deity and chant Hare Krishna mantra as we have given. Then you remain as strong as Krishna. And if we manufacture some ideas, then it is gone. Krishna can't be manufactured. Krishna is Krishna. You cannot manufacture another computer, competitor of Krishna. That is not the way. Then failure. So that is So that it is my request that this movement is actually the real movement to raise the human society, and if we create faction, then the movement will be less strong and will not act very nicely.
Okay, Mata,
Unless,
thank you so much.
okay.
Lucy Mata, you want to read? Okay,
Who is that? Lucille? Did you say Lucille?
I think I'll
Okay.
read it. Yes, Prabhuji, I'll continue. A letter sent by Adi Keshava Swami from New York on April 21st was waiting for Srila Prabhupada. He gave a report on the preaching activities there, a brief financial statement, and some information regarding the house on Ring Road in New Delhi, which Prabhupada saw before we left. The first good news was the confirmation of the New York Rath Yatra. We have been granted a permit for the Rath Yatra parade on July 18 at 2 p.m. The parade will progress down to Fifth Avenue to Washington Square Park, which even now is packed up with people every day. And as the Fifth Avenue is the biggest Sunday sightseeing spot in New York, our parade should captivate the common mood. Madhudesa Maharaj, Jayananda, and myself could not bear the thought of just one cart, so we are building two more of the festival. By Krishna's grace, they will be finished on time. In preparations for Prabhupada's visit, they are readying his accommodation on the 11th floor of the building and making a garden on the roof. A festival truck program tours the city with blaring kirtan, waving banners, and abundant prasadam, announcing the upcoming festival to crowd of people throughout the city in great jubilation. And a new 3 foot high form of Lord Jagannatha is being carved and painted. His financial report indicated that they were getting on top of things, but at the expense of their remittances to the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. He said that the previous temple administration had badly neglected the finance and were spending far more each month than their income, resulting in a debt of $56,000. To this, they have another $40,000 in monthly overhead, including mortgages, maintenance, and BBT bad debt and loan repayments. The Radha Damodar party, formerly under Tamal Krishna Goswami and Vishnujana Swami, is now being run out of New York, and a portion of their collections are going to pay off the temples past them. As well as this, many airports, which were the primary book distribution spots for RDTSKP, are now legally closed for Sankirtana activity. So overall, the BBT remittances from the party are generally reduced from just a few months ago. Adi Keshava did give his assurance that they would continue to lead the pace in donation of the book fund. On the bright side, he reported that the temple devotees are now collecting enough to maintain the ongoing operation without help from the bus parties. Finally, he informed Srila Prabhupada that the State Department has indicated it would look favorably at our application for purchase of its property on Ring Road, New Delhi. Although it seems the application Srila Prabhupada made in New Delhi has not yet reached Washington, Prabhupada was pleased with the report, especially the news about Rath Yatra. He confirmed his intention to attend and added a cautionary line about the carts. Make the carts very strong. Not that while the procession is going on, the wheel breaks on the cart. It is better to have one first class truck. The cart is Philadelphia, one. Prabhuji, what is this pronounced?
Philadelphia. Philadelphia. The
Philadelphia.
Brotherhood City, yes.
Okay. Was done very nicely. If you are unable to make three strong cards, then make at least one very nice. But if you can make three very strong, then I have no objection. Prabhupada didn't comment on the finances, but he was concerned that the application of the new building in Delhi had failed to reach the State Department. He sent a copy of the original application to Adi Keshava and instructed him to make sure it gets to the official concern in Washington. He also asked him to make an appointment for him to meet officials in July. Then, in characteristically thorough way, he sent a letter directly to the official, enclosing another copy of the application, as well as letter to Tejas Dasa, the New Delhi temple president, asking Tejas to check into the matter and then inform him before he leaves Hawaii. May 4th, 1976, Prabhupada rang his bell at 1 a.m. I jumped out of my sleeping bag next door and went in. Followed by Poster Krishna Swami looking strained, Prabhupada informed us that he was ill and would not take his usual walk or give the morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. He is again having trouble with uremia, using the bathroom every hour. His feet are badly swollen and he is suffering dizzy spells. Then, amazingly, yet so typically, after telling us this, he preached to the two of us on general point of philosophy for nearly an hour before sending us to take rest. He remained in his room throughout the morning. After breakfast, he took rest and did not ring to signal. He was ready for his massage until noon. He then rested again for a long time in the afternoon and took rest early in the evening. Although he normally only sleeps 3 to 4 hours in any one day, when his body gets disease, he makes the necessary adjustments to keep it going. There doesn't seem to be any questions of good health for Srila Prabhupada. There is always something not right, but despite the hectic pace of his preaching, he is never neglectful. He deals as carefully with his body as with any other asset Krishna has provided for his service. His poor health did not prevent him from taking his massage and dealing with the day's mail. As he is attentive in the upkeeping of his body, Srila Prabhupada is equally mindful about the maintenance of his greater body, ISKCON. If his own body is sometimes weakening, his ISKCON, judging by the reports, is very healthy and growing rapidly. Girajya Prabhu, the Bombay temple president, sent a one-page report. The construction of the new temple and guest house is going rapidly with the concrete slabs for the DT rooms now laid and the columns within them going up, as well as those on the fifth floor of the guest house. The BBT library party sold 7 standing orders in Bombay and have now moved to Pune. Several scholars are writing reviews, and the devotees hope to have Srila Prabhupada's book accepted as standard authoritative work on Krishna consciousness and bhakti. The land in Vrindavana offered by Mr. Tapaya just before we left Bombay 3 weeks ago is now being put in ISKCON's name. Also, 100 acres of farmland near Talasri, Maharashtra has been offered to us. Prabhupada has repeatedly endeavored to get concessions from the government so that his disciples can remain in India, but without much success. Now Giriraja report that Member of Parliament Shri D.D. Desai from Gujarat has agreed to introduce parliament that Vaishnavas should be allowed to enter India and settle in holy places without government restriction. Prabhupada was happy to hear all the news, especially about the library party work and the quest for residential status. Okay, anyone else want to read?
Next. Okay, I go. As far as the Tapaya land is concerned, Akshayananda Swami has sent a telegram from Vrindavana reporting that it was too secluded, with no road and many thieves. But Prabhupada told Giriraj to take it, giving instruction that our man should move there and begin repair work. When he gets back, he will decide how it is to be utilized. He presented a number of arguments to support our case in Parliament. The point should be raised why our devotees, while coming from foreign lands, should not be permitted to remain indefinitely in the holy place, while nothing to do with politics and our cultural and religious movement is being spread throughout the world. When they become actually devotees, it is the instruction of the Shastra to live in such holy place as Vrindava, Mathura, Dwarka. The references are there in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He pointed out that other sects, like the Buddhists, were allowed to stay in places like Gaya. So foreigners who have accepted this religious process should also be allowed to stay. If some parliament member debate on this question on the basis of cultural platform, it is a glory for India that our Krishna consciousness movement is being accepted all over the world. Why the government should not accept? We have already published over 56 books, which are highly appreciated by foreign and Indian scholars and the educate section. So it is a great science of God consciousness. The government should take it very seriously and help spread this Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. The government allows Christians missionaries to stay, and the foreigners come to learn Indian religion. They are not allowed to stay. This is not very good policy. Please bring it up. Right here, right? Okay, Srila Prabhupada also includes a letter to be given to the BBT managers in Bombay, expressing his dissatisfaction that Upendra had requested Hindi and Gujarati books for Fiji over a month ago and no one had replied. What kind of management is this? This thing should be rectified immediately. Kirtanananda Swami wrote enthusiastically from New Vrindavan in West Virginia. He expressed the devotees' joyful anticipation of Srila Prabhupada's arrival there. Simply thinking of your coming has brought us back to life, or like walking after a long winter hibernation. Waking, like waking after a long winter hibernation. I think that we had all given hope that you over becoming. But now we're all dancing in anticipation like jubilant peacocks. He described the ongoing development of the palace they're building for Srila Prabhupada, putting in a strong bid to have him come and stay permanently there, saying that in the peace and quiet he would do this translation work. He asked if they would bring a bigger, grander temple for Sri Radha Vrindavan Chandra. If so, could the Lordship be moved to the temporary location during construction, or should the new temple be built around them? Anybody coming? Okay, let's
Prabhuji,
go
we have
more.
last 5 minutes. Mhm.
Okay, I finished here. Prabhupada reply was short, avoiding a response to the suggestion of his remaining there. He simply approved the idea that a new temple for the deities. He suggested that devotees go to India to learn by, by observation how the mysteries do the work. He also confirmed that the deities could be moved temporarily until everything was ready. The worship must continue, he said. It doesn't matter if the deities are moved. Okay, let's just finish this one. Sorry. Nityananda Das sent news of the farm in New Orleans, which Prabhupada had visited last year. Nityananda wrote that things are progressing better than ever. By selling books, they are collecting 10, 12,000 per month, and they have 10 new devotees between the city center and the farm. They have completed construction on 3 family cottages, a milking house, a machinery shed, a large communal bathhouse, and laundry, and they are growing several acres of crops, vegetables, and flowers. They have 42 cows, calves, and oxen, and indeed intended to install 36-inch white marble deities in, of Sri Sri Gauranitai from Jaipur, India. He had a number of questions for Srila Prabhupada. He wanted to know if Srila Prabhupada could give a name to the farm and list the 12 forests of Vrindavan he enclosed. Then he asked for approval to build a new large temple and install Krishna Balarama deities. He also asked if Krishna deity could be white, tinted blue with paint. Shall we finish it? This is because he gives the name. I was in this farm. Very good. Prabhupada was glad to give a name and picked out Talavan from the list. As far as building temple was concerned, he told him, it is feasible only if you have sufficient brahmanas to take nice care. Otherwise, no. You have seen our Vrindavan temple, also the temple in Melbourne and Los Angeles. So things must be at this standard in order to have a temple. The standard must be very high. So, how is the red car in there? Uh-oh. So you give the red when you're ready, okay? I'll just keep reading. In response to have Krishna Balarama installed, he wrote, I shall see later on. You cannot paint the deities with paint to make bluish. Don't manufacture ideas. What is the standard you must follow? Don't make it a farce. There were 2 letters from Los Angeles from the managers of the English and Spanish BBTs. Both reported a lot of activity in book distribution and printing. Radha Balavadas has 7 titles in English at various stages of development. Srimad Bhagavatam, Seventh canto, part two, will go to the printer before the appearance day of Lord Nrsimhadev this month, which happens to be the subject matter of that volume. 500,000 copies of Perfection of Yoga are at the press. Life comes from life. The perfect questions, perfect answers are in the design stage, and two projects by Prabhupada disciples, Satsvarupa Das Goswami and Drishtadyumna Swami, are underway. As well as this, Hayagriva Prabhu is working on editing the philosophy book and another book on Lord Kapila's teachings.
Okay, Prabhuji, we can stop here.
Okay, Mata. Thanks so much.
That
Oh, red card. There was a lot of red cards around here in the World Cup. Okay, we just lost one here. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate. Let me see if we're still here.